Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything is good. It's
Sweet.
raining in Lisbon.
Oh no.
Good
Here
for
it's sunny actually.
it's good for a change here anyway, We just
Yeah.
used to the sun now, get a bit of rain. It's nice.
Yes. Nice.
Very good. How is everything with all of you? All good?
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's talk about birthday. First of all, the title of the album was to do with something that happened on your birthday in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. No. Actually, the title is because I found out I was pregnant during the recordings. But then we happen to have a song called "Birthday" on the album. So, but the song is about this event in Mexico that sort of turned sour, which was sad because we had a great time otherwise in Mexico. But yeah,
You know, I I never been to Mexico, but I can imagine if you drink a bit much too tequila, that things can go wrong.
yes. Unfortunately, this guy hadn't drinking anything, so I just think he was wrong to begin with. He didn't need to drink tequila.
Very good. And
But yeah.
when did you guys start working on the songs for birthday? When did you guys decided, let's go make a new records?
When was that, Kiba? Do you know? It's like,
Uh, no, I don't know specific time, but I guess it was sort of after they released Holy Moly, almost, since it was like in the pandemic time. So it made sense to maybe start working on an album quite soon rather than later to get things
yeah.
started again.
But it was more trouble finding time because, like, when Corona was, and like we all spread out. Like now we don't live in the same towns, and also, we had other jobs, so we had to like find times that worked for everyone. So I think we like didn't we start with the album like when we were on tour like two years ago. I think we started a little bit with the album, and then we were finished last year in September. I think I recorded last vocal tracks in September, and that was the same month I was going to give birth to my son, so it was pretty rough physically. But yeah.
But how, you were almost giving birth. Was it easy to sing or it was uncomfortable? Because I cannot imagine. So, I mean, I had experience with my brother. He has three kids, and every time
Yeah.
he was reaching that time, his girlfriend would be impossible.
Can you imagine?
So I cannot imagine
I
how it's
mean,
like to try to sing when you're that close.
yes, it was pretty hard. It was, I mean, mostly physically hard because your lungs are pressed so far up, because of the stomach, and I was also very huge, I would say. My baby was a big boy coming out, so I was big. So it was more like physically challenging. But then again, I played shows. We played Sweden Rock, and then I was 6 months pregnant. So I think it all ends up with like how you handle situation, and the how you how you manage to solve the situation, and that's basically for everything in life, I think. But of course, I'm very hormonal as it is, like without being pregnant, so I was probably super hard to deal with. uh, but yeah.
And how does normally the songwriting process works with you guys? It's always like with a guitar riff, a melody. How does it work?
It all depends on the songs. I think like in the past, it was a lot of me and Zach who wrote the songs or had the ideas. But for this album, we had like writing sessions together with our producer. So a lot of the songs was just like basically born out of like us jamming together. So it's so different depending on the song for this album. But we were all very we were all like contributing for this record. So it was nice.
Cool. And do you know when you have like an idea, first idea, like a melody, a vocal melody or a guitar melody, do you know that it's going to work?
Nope. So that's why I always have like for this record, I think we scrapped so many songs. Like we were just okay, this obviously this doesn't work. Let's go next. And that's something I think we learned along the way. You know, this is our fourth album, so I think you really have to kill your darlings. That was I was about to say like kill your babies.
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that. But yeah.
How long does it take normally for you guys, to finish a song? For you as a singer, you probably need to feel the lyrics, need to feel the melodies, but for the rest of the band, normally, when is their work done? Normally, how long does it take?
Wow, hard question. It was very different. Some of the songs were like instant, like you could feel the arrangement and all of it was done immediately, and some of them were more trial and error to find what's working or not. So it was, it's hard to tell. But anything from an hour to 7 months.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine trying to live with a song for 7 months and still believing in it as a song to make I think sometimes it's hard enough to, I'm not a musician, but obviously you guys know better, but let's say when you have like a song like for that long, do you lose faith or do you tend to lose faith in it? Or if you think it's there's something there, you just, no matter how long it takes, you're going to finish it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good song and it's just like a few lyric lines that doesn't fit, or it's like something that when you listen to, you get like annoyed by. I think, I mean, it's not like we sit with it like forever, like 24/7. It's like, what should we do? It should just like sort of, you should give the song a bit of time and then step away from it, and then next time you start, then maybe you have fresh ideas. But it all depends. I mean, like I said, for this record, we also, scrapped a lot of songs. We were just, okay, this is, even though we finished them and then we listened back and we're like, this one sucks. So then we was like, we need a new one.
Terrible ones.
Yes, we're just like, no. And that's about, yeah. Some songs just you just catch them. It's like they're up here, and then you just like also catch them, and they just like become so good. But then the hard part with that is like you never know when they flying up here. So if you don't have like some recording equipment or whatever, your phone nearby, it's gonna be, for me anyways, because I always forget stuff, it's going to be like gone in a moment. So that sort of sucks. But
even those songs that you guys scrape or throw away, do you ever go back to any of those ideas or listen to them and try to recycle them into another song, or you just, when you throw away, it's in the bin, purge, delete, that's it. I don't want to hear it again.
I don't want to hear this song anymore. No, I mean, we tried. We had like one song that was like a very good song, but we tried to like different arrangements, different vibes to it, but it never. We were just like, okay, this ain't working. So then, I mean, it's easier to move on, of course, and maybe we come back to them, like just leave them for a while, and then maybe for the next record we have fresh ideas for this, and it just like clicks immediately. But I think we learned when it's time to move the fuck on, when not to.
But do you ever, any of you, and that's for the question is going to be for both of you, do you ever felt strongly about an idea that you actually believed, but then the other guys said, no, it's not going to work? Did that ever happen? And then you had to scrape the idea?
Yeah.
All the time.
A lot of times, yeah. But that's how it is. It's a group effort, and if not everybody likes it, it's just leave the ego behind and move forward.
Yeah, I think we're very we have democracy in the band. So, for example, when I said for this Bad Choices, we have this solo, and it's so good, and I was just like, can't we just let it go for ever? Like, I wanted it to be forever, but then all the guys and the producer no. I was like, fuck, but it's the best part of the song. But then again, I mean, I can see the point. Obviously we should extend that part when we play live, but maybe not on the record. But yeah.
Is it frustrating?
That's always.
But is it frustrating when you feel strong about an idea and then everybody reasons with you, and you kind of have to admit defeat? I hate that. It work. It's something different. But when I'm working and I feel strongly about the method of doing something, but someone says no, and they explain, and I understand why, but I still want to go with my idea. It hurts.
Yes.
It does hurt, but I think we're all very prolific in writing songs, so it's there's so many ideas that you almost forget that you were defeated. So that's why I don't go back and listen to the old tracks, because then I get sad.
Yeah, but I think also we also always try. We do always try, and then if it doesn't okay, this ain't going anywhere, or we're stopped here. Then we at least try. And the same with I have an idea. Maybe if we take this chord here and we change this part here. Okay, let's try it. But then, we listen back, and maybe the rest of the people didn't like it. So then you should always try stuff. It doesn't hurt if you try, but you have to feel, if you're defeated, you're defeated. That's you have to just deal with it.
Sometimes you have to try even is to prove you're wrong,
Yes.
Even the best idea, you have to be, I'm a bit like that, I need to be proven that I'm wrong a lot of the time to, if they don't want my idea, you have to show me that I'm really wrong about it.
Yeah.
But
it's better to try. It's always the best way is to try, and if it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly.
When it comes to that, sometimes you say the ideas, they don't fly. Did that ever happen, that something that actually didn't work, on that idea that you were working with, you brought again to a different song and it worked there. Does that happen as well? Or, if that idea doesn't fly, it doesn't fly anywhere.
No, I think, I don't know. Like, it's such a mess too in the brain. I mean, obviously, if I like a melody that didn't fit for once, or like that a song that we didn't use, I sort of like sneak it in probably, anyways, somewhere, for a new song or get inspired by it, But I think, like, for one thing on this record, we used the word fuck a lot, which is like when I listen back, we were like, maybe we over exaggerated to use the word fuck a lot, because it's like on some songs, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe we used it a little too much. But now that's how it is.
Was just, the whole vibe of making this record was just a big fuck, so to say.
It was. No, but we had really much fun for this recording. It was I don't know, like I think it was the easiest going recording sessions we had, and also together with the producer was, there was no negativity. If you had an idea, we tried it. If we, got, had couldn't continue, it was like, oh, I'm stopped here. Then someone had an idea and we tried that, and it usually always worked or made the song better. So for this record, it was like a group effort, and just, no one is shooting something down if they don't have something better to bring to the table. And I like that sort of energy, because I've been, other times it's been like so negative, like that's shit. And then they, no one comes with anything else. And then it's like, okay, let's not record an album then, let's say fuck it. So, and yeah. So I'm very pleased with this whole recording and with the album and how everything turned out.
So it was really a group effort. At the end of the day, everyone was, driving in the right direction together.
Yeah. And I mean, we even had, like, for example, like Bad Choices, this like soul song, and that's going to be released in a few months with the album. Like, that one, we even like had a drum machine where we even like let Andre play, and then we just like put on a drum machine, which he was fine with. But then Kristoffer and our producer started jamming on this the riff to it, and then of course, obviously he's playing drums in the big, on the record, but. That's also a nice thing. You just like have a loop that goes on and on and on. Then you can try different stuff, and he doesn't have to sit there and just like, which is also very humbling for him, because that would probably piss a lot of drummers off.
Yeah.
Be like, what the fuck?
Are you replacing me? What's happening?
Yeah, are you replacing me with this drum machine? Yeah.
Cool.
So.
And, with an album, tour is expected, from a band. Obviously, you have a kid now. The dynamic changes a bit because of family. What are the plans after the album release for Blue Spills?
Long tour. Long tour. And then...
Yeah.
Start working on a new album soon.
Yeah. Yes, we're going on our first headlining tours for a year. Even after Corona, we did the shows that was postponed, after 2 years. So that wasn't really we just had to do it, and a lot of people that had bought tickets, 2 years earlier couldn't go. So it was, hard time. So this is our first like really headlining tour forever since before Corona, and we're going together with this Canadian band, Daniel Romano's Outfit. So, and they're a great band. So, yeah, we just gonna have a great time. It's gonna be hard following them because they're fucking class act. So we have to bring it. And then, for an example, my son and my husband, they're coming with for a few weeks, and then we're going back to Sweden, and then we having some shows in Sweden, and we do weekends, and then we go back out again. And then probably a nice festival season next summer. And then I hope we've started to work on the new record because, yeah, it was such a fun time recording this one. So I don't think it's going to be a problem recording a new one.
And, last time you guys were supposed to play Portugal, you had to cancel because you were pregnant and, the show didn't happen. So can we expect you guys back next year in Portugal?
I hope so. I mean, I love Portugal. And unfortunately, it wasn't so much that I wasn't, I was very pregnant. But it was that I got sick. So I was like, this is a bit too much, that's why we had to cancel, because I had like an inflammation in my eye and I couldn't breathe. And then I was pregnant. I was like, maybe at least if I had, 2 of them, but now I have like all 3. So that was why we couldn't do it. But I definitely hope that we will come to Portugal because, we love it there. We love the people, we love the food, we love the culture, we love the vibe. So definitely let's hope for some festivals there next summer.
Yeah. I think the last time I saw you guys wasn't in Portugal, was actually in England at Download 2015. So
that's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. And for whatever reason,
it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah,
crazy.
10 years.
Yeah.
And I remember that show from Download vividly. It was an amazing show, even though it was short, because you played the second stage. It was short, but it was very good. A lot of bands I saw there for the first time on that stage, they play short sets, and that were the best of the festival for me. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that show. And the bass players, his guitar amp or the bass amps stopped working. So we had this technician. He was like ran up. David, his call. He was from Scotland. He just ran up and just fixed it on spot. Like it took him like less than 30 seconds. With like I was just amazed. So because it just like went out like straight out, and he was just like fixing it, which was I've never experienced anything like that. Because it was completely out. But I remember that was a short and sweet set. It was cool.
It was very, very nice. And, we were already talking about a new music and new album. Are you guys always collecting ideas for new music? It's something that's very natural to you guys?
Yeah, I write down stuff in my notes like constantly. A lot of it is shit. So it's better to have more stuff. The same with, if I found a good melody or if I play guitar and find, make a demo, I usually record it. So I think you're constantly, on work mode. And I thought, because everyone told me before I got a kid, like, yeah, you're not going to have time to do music. I've written so many demos now since I had my son. So I don't know what they're fucking talking about.
And for you as well, it's easy to write music all the time. Is it easy for you as well?
Yeah, it is also that way. I record way too much on my phone, so kind of have to go back all the time and write down what was good and shit. But yeah, I do try and make music every day, so it comes very natural.
Yeah. And, I ask every time I talk with a band from Sweden, I have to ask this because I get different answers all the time. But you guys are probably the best country for melodies. I don't know, like Sweden, every band from Sweden knows how to write a good melody. Is it because of ABBA?
Probably. It's all ABBA's fault.
Well, what is the thing? I know there is no answer, but what makes you guys in Sweden so creative musically? Is there an explanation for it?
I think it's it's so like music. Anyways, now everything's changed because of the politicians in Sweden. But when we were growing up, like music class was like very important, and same with art and drama and all of this stuff to be creative and so on. And we've also had like you said, there's so many musicians and bands, artists that play. Even the local bands in Sweden, it's a high standard bands that you have like easily access to as a young teenager to go out and watch and so on. And the same with like you could rent for free practice places where they have drums, they have all the gear, so you can just pick it up. It's not like a class like you have to be rich. It's like for everyone, or used to be anyway. So I think it's a lot thanks to that. And then you see all these bands, producer, musicians, and artists, and you get inspired. So then you also want to do it, or you can do it, and so on. So I think it's the whole vibe, and I definitely hope when my kid grows up that things change back to how it was when I was growing up, like that music and art was so important, and that they actually invest money in it. I hope for that.
I always think, when I think of Sweden, I always think about the best bands. Even the most extreme ones, they are very good at it.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah.
when it comes to Sweden, you guys make probably some of the best music out there. And you can see by Eurovision as well, every time Sweden enters, it's always a great song normally. So,
yeah.
Very good. Guys, thank you very much for your time. All the best for Blues Pills. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in Portugal soon.
Yeah.
Headline tour, festival, whatever it takes. Just come back.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to the UK to see you guys.
Yeah.
Now, because of Brexit, it's a bit more expensive and a bit more difficult. Yeah. Takes more time in the airport anyway. But I don't want to go through that, you guys. So
cool.
Let's
Thank
make it happen.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you very much for your time. All the best for birthday, and hope to see you guys soon. All right. Thank you.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.